Villanova University won the 2018 NCAA Men's College Basketball Tournament to wrap up a season filled with federal investigations and suspensions of Hall of Fame coaches. Last year, the FBI launched an investigation into the bribing of college athletes to attend major universities. The big schools such as Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, Michigan State, USC, and Alabama were linked to having provided benefits and preferential treatment for players and families at those schools. The investigation sparked response from NBA All-Stars LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony.
NCAA is corrupt. We know that. I'm sorry. It's going to make headlines, but it's corrupt. I don't know if there's any fix in the NCAA. I don't think it is. I think it's what's been going on for many years. But I do know what five-star athletes bring to a campus, both in basketball and football. I know how much these college coaches get paid. I know how much these colleges are gaining off these kids. I've always heard the narrative they get a free education. But you guys are not bringing me on campus to get an education. You guys are bringing me on it to help you get to a Final Four or to a national championship.
It's easy for me to say I think the players should get paid. Yes, I think the players should get paid. How they get paid, I think that's something to be figured out. But I think it will only get figured out if the NCAA want to figure it out. If they don't want to figure it out, then it's not going to get figured out. Then you're going to continue having these issues, having these problems. College basketball will continue to go down. Guys are not going to go to college, and then it's going to force the NBA to step up and kind of take that age limit rule. I think college basketball players, college athletes, period, should be compensated. You got to think about a 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid going to college. Yeah, education is, they get a free education if they get a scholarship, but how are they surviving on those campuses? A lot of them can't afford food. They get in trouble for taking $10 or $20, or a friend or family member can't give them money. So it's so many small things that goes along with that, and I just wish and hope and pray that something happens.
The narrative painted by the NCAA is the students who take money or other financial benefits are selfish and aren't for the team, and their consequence is the losing of their scholarship and NCAA eligibility. Meanwhile, according to the USA Today Courier Journal, former Louisville head coach Rick Pitino made $7.75 million last year before his firing, and current Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski was paid $5.55 million last year.
Every day a workout. And, there was times where I was like, I got to go into this weight room because I'm not going to survive out here on this court with all of these bodies banging. Just for your own safety in general, you have to strengthen your body so you could avoid injuries such as, twisting your ankles or, things of that nature. It was very hectic and it was very fatiguing. And to go to class was just like, oh God, seriously, this is what's happening. And I don't know if that was put into consideration, but at the time, we had no time to think like that. It was like, this is do or die. I want to play basketball. This is my dream. This is what I want to do. And this is how it's going to get done. Then I got to do it.
Stephen Blunt attended Fulton Montgomery in 2014, a junior college in upstate New York. In pursuit of basketball and a Division I scholarship, he quickly faced adversity on and off the court.
Just having no money, period. I was only dealing with, at the time, a system called Raider Bucks and a student loan. And, I think the loans speak for themselves for the financial crisis that it could put you in after college. And I think it's a shame. But, yeah, my family at home was, dealing with their own struggles. So I couldn't go to them and ask them for much money. And with that, there's been nights where it was like, what are we going to eat? My school even went as far as to have the lunchroom closed at a certain time. So if you didn't eat at a certain time, that was it. You had to find your own way. And I didn't have a car, so you had to find someone with a car. And that wasn't always, on hand for you, that wasn't always accessible for you. So that made that a lot harder.
Paul Francois played for Medgar Evers College in 2015, a Division III CUNY school, but realized the representation and demands put on him by the program felt bigger than just a basketball team.
You have to be at practice, and we only had 2 days free from practice, and on those days I had class, so I wasn't put in a situation where I could find a job. So it was difficult, which brings me to the aspect of compensation. I feel like many basketball players, many athletic teams under Medgar Evers, as well as all collegiate levels, schools, should compensate their students. They're spending time to represent the school, and I feel like because of that representation, we fought for the spot on the team, so we should be compensated for the spot that we owned.
I decided to do a final phone interview with someone from a generation before Stephen, before Paul, and even before LeBron James, who had a suggestion on how both the NCAA and players should look at the situation a little bit differently.
A lot of people think because you're on scholarship that everything is paid for you, and because you receive a couple sweatsuits, some shorts, some sneakers, that you have it easy, when in actuality you don't, because you still have to train, you still have to compete on top of going to classes where you're also being trained and you're also competing in one form or another as far as academics are concerned. On top of that, your scholarship doesn't include project materials, setting yourself up for an internship. It doesn't deal with any of that.
Brian Butler played for the Division I Delaware State University in 1994. He suggests players position themselves for a life after basketball and after college.
My advice to future players is realize that you're a brand. I don't agree with everything with the Balls, Lonzo, and whatever all of their names are. But the one thing that their father taught them is they're a brand. And I'm not saying take it to that extreme, but understand you're a brand for the university, a brand with inside of a brand to be more specific. And in order for you to position yourself on the next level, whatever it is for you, you have to know and respect that. And then you'll carry yourself in that sense.
No one seems to take blame for the failed system. Player sides are rarely heard, and the generations of players impacted deserve to have a voice. This is Andre Jones reporting for Brooklyn College.